ran up front for most of the day and just kind of had a bad last restart and got crashed there at the end. So, it was a good week for us, and hopefully we have just as fast of a race car, and we can go from there. Thanks.
We'll go in the middle to Bob.
Bob Parkhurst, Fox Sports. How different are you as a person and as a driver than the guy who sat up there a year ago after winning the pole?
I don't know. I don't know that a whole lot has changed. I still drove my own truck and trailer to and from Chili Bowl, and still went racing all winter. And I don't know. Like I said, I don't know that much has changed. I feel like I'm working harder than I ever have, and doing more to prepare than I ever have. I feel like last year, for me, it kind of exposed my weaknesses and exposed areas that I could improve on, and been trying to do that all winter and be more prepared for this year. So maybe I'm just working a little harder, but other than that, not a whole lot's changed. I just feel like I have some more knowledge, and hopefully just working a little harder.
We'll go in the back.
Yeah, Edgar Thompson with the Orlando Sentinel. Yeah, Alex, now that you had a year in the 88 car and kind of the expectations that go with it, are you more comfortable maybe heading into this year?
Yes and no. I feel like I was really confident heading into last year, because things came so easy to me in 2016 when I filled in for Dale. We were really fast right off the bat, and contended for wins that year, and things kind of seemed to come easy. So I kind of approached 18 about the same, and things obviously didn't come easy to us. It was a really tough year and frustrating as a whole organization at Hendrick Motorsports. So I feel like this year I feel like I've improved myself, or hope so. I guess we'll find out when we get on the racetrack, but working really hard to improve any areas that I can. And I know everybody at HMS is working really hard to improve our race team and improve our race cars. So that's really good. But it just takes time, and we'll see. I think it can be a good year for us, and a lot's changed with the rules package and everything. So it's just kind of, we'll see once we get to Atlanta.
Do you expect less distractions and questions about Dale, even though I'm asking one here?
I don't think I've done an interview yet that the first question wasn't what it's like to replace Dale Earnhardt Jr. So that's just part of it. I wouldn't be here without Dale, and it's an amazing opportunity, and very thankful for all his help and support. So I'm sure the questions will keep coming. That's just part of it.
We'll go here in the middle to Zach Albert.
Zach Albert, Nascar.com. You mentioned the pole last year was a point of pride for the engine guys, aero guys, and everybody that built the cars. You guys are Hendrick Motorsports going for 5 straight pole positions in the Daytona 500. Is there an expectation you guys will be back there again, and are you guys going to set off alarms saying what's wrong if you guys aren't there come Sunday?
Yeah, I think we come down here to bring fast Camaros and try to sit on the pole. I mean, that's what we're here to do. That's what Daytona 500 qualifying is all about. So, I think it's what is it? It would be Chevy's 700th pole or something like that. So that'd be cool to be a part of, and there are a lot of milestones attached to it. So definitely here to do that, and hopefully we can make it happen.
Go to the far left, Alex.
Matt Corson with theracingexperts.com. Can you talk a little bit about how important tomorrow's race is, and as far as getting prepared for the draft and what to expect for the rest of Speed Weeks?
Yeah, for sure. The Clash is just kind of a glimpse at what you're going to have for the rest of the week. I feel like obviously it's such a different race because it's 20 cars versus 40 cars. So that's quite a bit different, but we'll have to wait and see how it plays out. I think it's kind of nice to have some drafting practice this early in the week and be able to think about it for a week instead of not getting any drafting practice until the duel. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm happy to be a part of it. I wish we would have had some more poles last year and a couple wins to get into it that way, but having the Daytona 500 pole to get into it is pretty cool.
We're going to come to the far right to Zach, and then we'll go to Jerry.
Zach Tanzotti, kickingthetires.net. Obviously a tough year for Hendrick Motorsports overall last year. We got some changes throughout the team, crew chief changes, all that. Is there any really shift in attitude when it comes to the team this year? Have you really noticed something different, or perhaps you'll be learning that this week?
You know, my team for the most part stayed the same, so that's hard to say. I think once we get into the team meetings and team debriefs, and we have all 4 drivers and 4 crew chiefs in there, I think that's when I'll notice the difference. Obviously, with just you know, new faces and different people in different roles. So hard to answer that right now, but I just know everybody's working really hard, and Mr. H is going to kick our butts if we don't go win some races. So we're all maxed out, doing all we can to make that happen.
Go to Jerry.
Jerry Jordan, kickingthetires.net. I want to flashback to the last year as well, and you said winning races. Did that Corvette race ever go off? What happened there?
We're still waiting on it. Mr. H says we can't run until it gets warmer outside. It was like 70-something degrees the day before we left, but he needs it warmer. I guess his car doesn't like it when it's cold or something. I don't know. But no, that's eventually, it's got to happen. Because I know he has hired some people to purposely like make his car faster than mine. And I've got a couple tricks on my sleeve too. So we're both pretty invested in this race for it not to happen, and for us just to be talking about it for the last 2 years. So it kind of has to happen at this point, at some point.
So you're throwing down the gauntlet. It's got to happen now.
I mean, it's got to happen at some point in the next couple months, hopefully. He's a busy guy, and this NASCAR thing keeps me a little busy sometimes. So maybe Monday or Tuesday on an easy week, we'll get the race in. We'll see. See, if I call him scared right now, it's gonna end really badly for me. Well, I'm gonna show up and he's gonna have like a 6-second drag car or 7-second drag car. So, no, I do not think Mr. Hendrick is scared of drag racing my street car, but I think he's just making sure he embarrasses me. He doesn't just beat me by a little bit; he's got to beat me by a lot. So, no, I know there's a bunch of work going on in both cars, so it'll be interesting for sure.
We'll go up front here to Holly.
Hi, Holly Kane with the NASCAR Wire Service. You spoke about, Mr. Hendrick is the patience level, I guess, for things to kind of get back. Could you talk about that? Did he sit you guys all down? Do you have a big meeting? What is the motivation factor, for the organization as a whole to kind of get back there where we're used to?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just, last year isn't what we expect and isn't what Hendrick Motorsports is. So I think we all know we need to go win races and contend for a championship, and performances like last year aren't where we need to be. So, I think Mr. H just wants to win races. He wants to come to the racetrack and be in victory lane, and that's why he does it, is to win. He doesn't do it to walk up and down pit road and not have any fun. He does it to go win. So we all just want to get him back there. Chase was able to do it towards the end of last year a couple times, and I think seeing Chase do that just makes the rest of us want it more. Probably it did for me. So we're all just working as hard as we can to get Mr. H back in victory lane.
We'll go to Dustin.
Dustin Long at NBC Sports. Alex, in the past, if there was a post-race penalty, obviously the team still was able to keep the win. You might hear the driver say, look, I just drive the car. I let the crew chief and team do whatever. But now with this new policy of everything gets wiped out, so, worst case scenario, if you were to win, you could potentially have your first win nullified and taken off the books. Are you more invested as a driver in what your team does in making sure that things are okay, or is that still at a level that shouldn't be your focus because you've got so many other things to worry about?
Yeah, I'm more focused in just getting that first win before I worry about if it's going to go through tech or not. That's just as a driver, you can't be worried about that all the time. I feel like I'm one of the more mechanically knowledgeable drivers in the garage. I built and raced my own race cars all winter, and literally we build our own chassis and everything, and I still don't understand half the stuff on these Cup cars. I mean, it literally takes a team of engineers and laptops and all kinds of stuff to run them. So if there's not a driver that's going to know everything that's going on in their race car. It's just not going to happen. So I'm just worried about driving it. I got a lot of faith in Greg and all the guys, and we got to go win those races first. We're not we haven't been close to that yet. So I'm just more focused on winning the race first, and whatever comes after happens. Thanks.
Go back to Edgar in the back.
Your nickname's catchy, but I heard you don't like it. Is that true?
Yeah, you're coming with all the old questions today.
I'm new to this whole deal.
I think it's just stuck at this point, and I'm not getting rid of it. I wasn't a huge fan of it at first, but I don't know. I feel like if you make your own nickname, that's like wearing your own T-shirt. You can't do that. So unfortunately, I am stuck with what I've got, and I just kind of gotta own it.
Good answer. So mentors, who were they? You mentioned Dale. How much has Jimmy kind of helped you being on the team with him?
Yeah, Jimmy does a great job as a leader at Hendrick Motorsports. He's won a couple races and a few championships here and there. So just being able to lean on him is has been really incredible. As well as Chase and William, I feel like each one of us kind of brings something different to the table and bring a different perspective. We all have vastly different backgrounds, and we can all lean on each other to help each other. And we have this guy named Jeff Gordon that works at Hendrick Motorsports as well, and he's won a couple races. So I feel like we have a huge depth of knowledge to kind of fall back on and to learn from. So when those guys are around, I just try to be a sponge and learn what I can.
Any final questions for Alex? All right, Alex, thanks for joining us this morning. Good luck this weekend.
Thanks, guys.